The best sci-fi isn't just about lasers, aliens, or time-traveling DeLoreans. It's about peeking into the future and saying, hey, this might happen. And then, years later, we look around and realize, oh no, they were right. From surveillance states to self-driving cars to AI that may or may not steal our jobs, these films saw it coming. So, let's count down the sci-fi films that predicted the future. 2001, A Space Odyssey, 1968. Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke basically built a time machine with this one. Long before we were video calling each other across the planet, 2001 gave us astronauts Skyping from space. It also casually dropped AI assistants like HAL 9000, which is way scarier when you compare him to Siri or Alexa today. The eerie part is how right it got the tone of technology. Everything sleek, quiet, automated, and slightly unsettling. The only thing they missed? Our smart assistants can't quite open pod bay doors, but they do play Spotify, which is basically the same thing. Minority Report, 2002. Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise gave us a world of personalized ads, predictive policing, and gesture-controlled computers. Sound familiar? Ever had Instagram recommend a product right after you thought about it? Yeah, Minority Report called that. The film's version of pre-crime is a little more intense, but today's algorithms already try to guess what we want before we even know it ourselves. It turns out the future isn't just flying cars, it's your fridge sending you an ad for oat milk. Blade Runner, 1982. Ridley Scott's Blade Runner predicted a future drenched in neon, where giant billboards scream advertisements and synthetic humans walk among us. Look around any major city at night. The vibe is pure Blade Runner. And then there's the whole question of artificial life. While we don't have full-on replicants yet, we do have lifelike AI robots, deepfakes, and humanoid chatbots. The line between human and machine is getting blurrier, and it's only a matter of time before one of us fails the void count test. Her, 2013. When this movie dropped, the idea of falling in love with an AI operating system sounded ridiculous. Fast forward to now, people talk to chatbots, name their smart speakers, and even confess to forming emotional bonds with AI companions. Suddenly, Joaquin Phoenix whispering sweet nothings to Scarlett Johansson's voice doesn't seem so far-fetched. Her nailed how intimate technology could feel. Our phones aren't just tools anymore, they're extensions of ourselves. And the only difference? Instead of Scarlett Johansson's sultry voice, we get Siri reminding us to update our software. Not quite as romantic. The Truman Show, 1998. Okay, technically more satirical sci-fi than spaceships and aliens, but The Truman Show basically predicted the influencer era. A man living his life on camera with millions of people watching his every move. That's TikTok, Instagram stories, and YouTube vlogs wrapped in one. Back then, the idea of 24/7 entertainment from someone's daily life seemed dystopian. Now, it's just Tuesday. Truman walked so reality TV stars and content creators could run. Or, more accurately, post unboxing videos. Robocop, 1987. Part man, part machine, all cop. Sounds wild until you look at today's police forces testing robotic dogs, drones, and AI surveillance. Robocop was supposed to be a satire of corporate greed and militarized policing, but we went and made it real. Oops. The film also predicted the rise of megacorporations swallowing up cities. Just swap OCP for Amazon or Google, and the dystopian vibes feel uncomfortably accurate. At this point, it feels less like science fiction and more like a documentary. The Matrix, 1999. This one didn't just predict the future, it rewired how we think about reality. Virtual worlds? Check. Simulation theory? Check. People getting too plugged into technology? Double check. The Matrix feels even more relevant today, when people spend hours on VR sets or get so lost in social media that the real world feels secondary. Red pill or blue pill? These days, it's more like, do I log off X or doom scroll until 3 a.m.? Back to the Future, Part 2, 1989. Sure, they missed on hoverboards. The real ones don't hover. Thanks for nothing, science. But Back to the Future 2 nailed video calls, wearable tech, and flat-screen TVs. Watching Marty McFly's 2015 looks a lot like, well, our 2015. And don't forget Biff Tannen as a greedy, reality-warping tycoon who reshaped America in his image. Totally unrelated to anyone in real life, of course. Moving on. Wall-E, 2008. This kids movie casually predicted environmental collapse, consumer culture overload, and humanity outsourcing everything to machines while getting increasingly squishy. Too real, Pixar. Too real. Wall-E himself represents the last shred of hope in a trash-covered Earth, but it's the humans floating around on hover chairs glued to their screens that sting. It's less dystopian warning and more accurate snapshot of Saturday afternoon at the mall. Metropolis, 1927. Nearly a century old, and Fritz Lang's Metropolis is still shockingly relevant. A futuristic city powered by exploited workers, ruled by the ultra-rich, with a robot designed to replace humans. That's not just science fiction, that's the news. Visually, Metropolis shaped the look of nearly every sci-fi film that followed, but his prediction about class struggle, automation, and dehumanizing side of progress are basically timeless. In other words, the future looks a lot like the past, just shinier. And there you have it, 10 sci-fi movies that didn't just entertain us, but called their shots on the future. Some were warnings, some were wild guesses, and some are basically documentaries now. Which one blew your mind the most? And which sci-fi flick do you think is predicting our future right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you like what you just saw, please do like and share this video. And also subscribe to Moviematic. We'd really appreciate it. If you don't, thank you for watching this video to the end all the same. You take care, and you have a great one.